Welcome everyone to another F3 track guide. This week we are around Lime Rock Park. It's the classic version, so no chicane. It's the got the crest, the hill, a very dodgy part of this track. But yeah, really like it around here. It's quick, it's fast, flowing. It's gonna make for some interesting racing. So I hope this helps and adds some time. Take some time away from your lap times, makes you that little bit more quicker and a little bit more confident. And there's a few areas around here where you need to trust the downforce in the car, as you'll see in the track guide. Now, this is filmed in 26-degree track temperature. It's a midpoint. The race is going to be set in at a specific time, so we don't know what the temperature is. It could be hotter, it could be colder, so lap times could vary, but this is a good starting point to start your practice from, that's for sure. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to turn those notifications on. Let's get to it. So here we are, guys, at the start finish line, and as we head down to the first corner at Lime Rock, so we have the braking markers on the left hand side. What we're keeping an eye out for is the 1 marker. Now I will be braking just on this 1 marker, or slightly after it, and I will point the car as I'm braking. I'll point the car into this apex. Now I'll be braking down into, you'll be in 6th gear, braking down into 4th, and originally going around this apex in 4th. So you're not going to hit this apex tight. You're not going to be bang on to this apex. You're going to be a little bit away from it. Going around this corner in 4th gear, and as you get round the apex, and as the car's slowing down, you shift down into 3rd. Now, you allow the car to drift out slightly. You be ever so careful not to touch the grass. Of course, we never want to get on the grass anyway, but in particular around this track, you get on the grass and you're going to end up in the wall no matter if you slam the brakes on, and that's generally the case in any car around here, let alone F3. Now, I want to stress to you guys, just as we head back, to stay off of the curbs around this track, because I don't know if you can see, they're a little bit raised. They're not quite sausage curves, but they're a little bit raised, and these cars, as everyone knows, F3 cars do not ride the curbs well, and it will throw your car out, and you'll lose so much time. Worst case, you end up in the wall. So back to it. We're heading round in 4th, and we will shift down into 3rd. Get the car in about the middle of the track, pointing in the middle, and then as we start to see the next apex, we fully get on the throttle, full throttle all the way round, tight to the apex this time, and use as much of the road as we can. You can use a bit of this curb on the outside, the runoff, because that's not raised. So we're still in 3rd. You may get up to 4th, shift up to 4th, and then as we get to this left-hander, you'll see some tyre marks in the middle of the road. Now, they're pretty much my visual braking reference or braking point. There are no braking markers here, so it's all to do with feel and reference. So you'll be shifting up into 4th, and as I get to these tyre markers, I shift down into 3rd. Now, this corner here is so important because it sets up the next 2 corners, and where you can lose and gain so much time. Now, as we go round, you can allow the car to swing out a bit. You don't want to go too wide, or you can keep it tight. I kind of like to sit in the middle of the track, to be honest. And you don't want to be tight to the apex till round about here. That's where you want to get into the apex. So you want to start hitting the apex here and get on as tight as it is you can, and stay tight, because the next corner is a quick right-hander. Literally, as you come out of this corner, you are turning right. The steering wheel goes left to right pretty much instantly. And all the while this is full throttle as well. So you want to stick it tight to this left hand side because this opens up the right hander. Now it's important to get on the throttle. As you hit this apex, remember, I'm not going onto the curb. Full throttle. Trust that downforce. Let the car drift out and you can use this curb. Now with cold tyres, be careful because you do kind of need a slight lift. Because with cold tyres, the car, you try and do full throttle, the car will just turn from underneath you and will just spin and you'll end up crashing. So first couple of laps within this car with cold tyres, you need to be a little bit easier than you normally would, a little bit of lifting. You're not going to be able to go full throttle from the get-go. But as the tyres get warm, that's when we start getting some speeds. Very short lap, very fast-paced and quick, especially in these F3 cars. So as we go back, we're coming out of this corner, using the runoff into third gear, all the way down into the next section. Keep it tight on the right-hand side. Shifting up the gears. Now, this corner here, I know it may be scary to some of you, and you may want to lift, but trust me, this is full throttle. It is full throttle all the way. So we get as far left as we can onto this runoff. And about halfway down, as you can see on the left hand side where it starts to go kind of, the shade goes from light to dark, we then start to turn in. Now we're in probably about fifth gear at this point, and we try and stick as close as we can to this apex. Remember, staying off the curb. Now this is your make or break. This is where you're going to see over the crest. This is where you're going to see so many people crash and lose it. And it's this here is where it's all at. So while you're full throttle, you have to, and I cannot stress this enough, you have to make sure that your steering is straight. Now as you come round, it will feel like the car's pointing left, which is technically what it is. If you try and straighten up that car out for the middle of the road like this, the car's going to spin. So you need that steering to be straight, and the car will be pointing to the left of the road. So it's kind of a trick on your mind because you're like, the car's pointing left, but my steering's straight. You need to trust yourself to do that, because otherwise, as you come over this crest, you get a little hop in the car, and if your steering's not straight, you spin. So full throttle all the way down. And we get up into fifth, or we're still in fifth actually, not up, because we're in full throttle. Now, yet again, there's no actual braking markers as we come up to this right-hander. Pretty much as you start to see the apex come into your view, round about where the shadow in these trees are in front of me, if you can see that, we lift off the gas, but we're not lifting off fully. So you still want to keep about 50% of the gas throttle, and we turn in. Once again, staying off the curb, keeping it tight, and then we ease back onto the full throttle all the way down. You will get all the way out here onto this runoff. Runoffs are fine to use, and then from down here it is full throttle. As you see the apex come in to view, turn in, keeping it nice and tight. Fifth gear into sixth. Use a runoff if necessary. And all the way down. There we go. The shortest lap on the F3 calendar for this season. Back to start finish straight. I'm going to go warm up my tyres, and I'm going to show you a couple of flying laps. Brake on the one, down to third, keep it tight, full throttle. Keep it tight to open up that right hander. Full throttle here. Stick it, trust the downforce, straighten up the steering. Start lift, stay away from off the curb. Then full throttle all the way through to the ends. And we just ran out of fuel. That was a PB there for me, 42.9, 42.96. So there we go guys, that was my track guide and a nice fast flying lap. I promised that these wouldn't be hot laps, but that happened to be one. That was a PB from me. But I hope it helps you take plenty of time off your lap times, makes you more consistent, bumps up that iRating for you. And remember to let me know in the comments below, see if these have been helpful for you. I hope they are, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.